Well, here we are, October the 10th, back for a short video at Bear's Rod Shop, and I'm Bear. Of course, y'all know me as Bear, so those that are new followers, and go over to my Facebook as I am copying some of these journeys with other folks on Facebook. It's still Bear's Rod Shop, or Jerry, J-E-R-R-Y, Marcy, M-A-R-C-Y. That way it keeps a lot of these videos down, and a lot of people do both Facebook and YouTube. So if you see, a video over on Facebook, it is copied from YouTube, thanks to YouTube and the community. I'm going to go over a few of my results. Now this is all chicken scratched out. So after today on the 10th is just the radiation. Yesterday went real well again with the chemo. Remember the two bouts I had, number 2 and number 3. Number 3 took me out. I mean, if you want to back up to that video, that was scary. Actually, that would have been really cool if somebody had videoed me, because they said my face was, I got something red. Redder than the label on this alkaline water right here. And we're going to get to this alkaline water here in just a minute. But anyhow, the following one last week on the 3rd was good. And then on the 9th, yesterday, no side effects all day. Now they do put the Benadryl in. I don't know. I'm glad they do. But you get awful sleepy. I come home immediately and I take a 3-hour nap. Then I'm kind of good to go again. Okay, anyhow. So now then we only have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 radiations. One more. Chemo would make my 6th one. That's what they started with. They may give me a 7th. I don't mind. I've got to pay for a big bill now already. And one more would be another $900, my copay part. So I am almost already between the hospital 10 days and the 3rd way into these treatments met my copay. They're working me out on payments, but I'm going to try to do that so I go in possibly closer to the end of November, early December, the surgery, if it's even done. Now that's a big if, two-letter word if. So that's still pending. Now I do meet on Monday the 30th of October with the thorax surgeon over at Baylor Southwest Dallas, the big medical center, and his team, and I want to know about his ERAS protocol. We're going to discuss that heavily to make sure that he has a protocol with his team on board, and it is the reason I chose also a larger hospital. The one here in Fort Worth, I'm afraid that gentleman that I said no, I'm not using and terminated, did not have that protocol. There was no results in any of the good blogs or anything, long recoveries and things that I didn't like. So that's the reason we use research, knowledge, and belief in trusting in these surgeons, and that they look us in the eye and they sit down and, we already talked about gaslighting, and it's not going to be their way. It's going to be the patient's way, by golly. And here goes the blood pressure. But, all right, that being said, also no more blood transfusions the last 2 visits on last week. The 3rd wasn't required. I was a 9.2. This one, I'm a 9.9. Now, I am needing what's called the lymph nodes. Anyhow, it's low. What clots the blood? And they can actually give me some of that either in the belly shot, which they said it's not low enough yet, but to watch if I get a cut immediately, take care of it. I've been shaving still with a regular 2-edge steel razor. Hadn't cut myself yet. I was gonna go out and buy one of them electrics that I've never owned in my life, but okay, I'm gonna keep on with my old fashioned. I mean, shoot, it does a good job. I'll watch it. That's all I can say. No sense throwing good money after bad on an electric one because I hate them things. Well, I don't know. Never owned one. So it's gonna be a little hard to say I hate it. All right. Okay, that's good news. So much for appointments. This is all side note. Don't forget your Powerball ticket drawings tonight, and then on Saturday, $1.78 billion, 700 and something million cash buy. If you do win, get your accountant. Don't go draw it right away. Give over to St. Jude. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but me, if I win, even if I only win a couple of million, I'm going to give some to that St. Jude Children's Hospital and Cook's Hospital here in the U.S. because they are keeping our youngsters alive. And I've had relatives, nephews that have been in Cook's, and they are now in their 40s, and they were to die with leukemia. Now, Maddie, when you hear this, yes, there is a lot of young kids, infants even born with leukemia that come on. Man, my nephew was like 3 years old, maybe 4. Anyhow, he had leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and leukemia. Sorry, Maddie. Yeah, he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and then it developed into sarcoma. I don't know, but anyhow, he's still with us. Now, he is pretty thinly. He's scrawny, but other than that, he works all the time and has a family. Okay, Powerball ticket, reminders. And Tom, over at Hilltop, I sent you a text this morning. Please, buddy, give me a ticket. You and Bess will be millionaires from Bear's Rod Shop. Yeah, believe me. You don't know, but you can't close your shop down. You got to stay keeping the YouTube committee and us watching. That's a promise. Okay, getting off subject. Contributed. I'm going to contribute taking alkaline water 9.5. I do minimum of 16 ounces of this a day. And those of us that are here, we have an HEB. Y'all may have it. It's only $2.68 a gallon. You go to the rest of them, it's $6.99 a gallon, and it's only 8.8. If you have a local HEB, especially any of the viewers that are in Texas, should be 226, 268, somewhere anyhow. I'll buy 5 of these a week, and I go through about 3 a week, real easy. And then also back to my wonderful Joe Chippendale for benzazine. I'm going to have to help contribute that because it is a parasite killer, and you kill cancerous parasite. I do this 2 shots a day for my weight, and we're going to speak about weight right now before we go into these next 2 items. I'm down to 196 pounds this morning. Friday I was 198. I walked across the stage there at high school there in 1971 at 198 pounds. I did. I played football, not my senior year, but anyhow, 198 pounds, and now I'm less by 2 pounds then, and it keeps falling off. Now, there is a lot of people who say, hey, starve cancer. Well, what they're wanting to really need to say is starve it of oxygen. And so I don't feed, even my cough drops are non-sugared. And yes, for a treat, once a week, maybe not even that, maybe every other week, there is some vanilla ice cream sitting there that I can swallow. And I am starting to see from the last video some improvement. I'm not forcing any more ground up hamburgers. And Teal, if you were watching, that was pretty good. And she said, ooh, ooh, in that form she wrote. But anyhow, yeah, it was fun. It was an experiment. And I got a lot of neat comments back about that. But the last thing I did pulverize up and stuff was some kiwi. And I had to put it in and then strain the seeds out through some cheesecloth. I did put it in with carrot juice and blueberry juice and put in some kefir, which is a probiotic, and made me a nice little smoothie. But the dead gum kiwi is acidic. I should have read some more. Oh, it got down there too, it was sliding down really nice, and man, all of a sudden, that stuff, it's starting to burn. I thought I had some Tabasco sauce. So if you got esophageal cancer and you're following my channel, leave the kiwi out. Put it in the peg tube, yes. Don't swallow it if you still can swallow. That's a reminder. And then I wanted to try to get some chia seeds pulverized up with like a pedestal because they are real beneficial. And I haven't tried that yet, but I've got to get them down to powder. But chia, C-H-I-A, is how I lost all that weight. And when I did Tool Fest 2021, I was down to 210, 215, somewhere in there. And I lost all that weight because it is an appetite suppressor, but it is also very healthy and, probiotics, which is good stomach bacteria it builds and other things and protein. And so, yeah, I'll try that. I'm going to pulverize, not, probably tomorrow. Anyhow, I used some cell food from our local pharmacist. It's not a script, and it is dietary supplement only, but it is good cell regenerator, and it doesn't put oxygen in the cells per se, but it says it is also to remedy and kill off bad cells. That's the reason my daughter picked that up. And of course, my favorite Popa. 6 of these a day. Comes in a nice pill form, and I can't have the plastic, so you just separate it, put it in a mix with my water, and down the peg tube it goes. So that is going to be the short for this October the 11th. Today's October 10th. Yeah, radiations at 1:30 today, and then all the way, and then next week changes over 9:15 for the rest of them. So that means I get to go early, and it won't take up my day. I'm kind of glad. I wish all of them had been 9:30 and chemo first or after. Yeah. Now only the chemo only takes like 2 hours since they changed the formula to the protein base. Boy, that's a big plus. It was 3.5 plus hours because it had to drip when it had that other toxic mix on the last bag. It had to drip like really slow. This time, man, it makes a lot better on my daughter too. She can just run around town almost, and man, I'm out. I'm ready to go. As long as it don't interfere with radiation. Said enough. Maddie, hope you're doing well over there. And you guys that follow me I've been following a guy that is in Australia, Maddie. You might want to look at his story. Now, he has a full-blown journey. He has different cancer that I wouldn't wish on anybody. It's all through his stomach. And his YouTube creator name is Paul in Perth. And it doesn't say Australia, but it's Paul in Perth, Perth, which is in Australia. Today on his video, which is CU number 78. Now he's got a full journey from day one, which started in 2023. He thought he had something wrong with his neck. It was stiff. You need to kind of fast forward and pick up from where they found this bad cancer in his body, in his stomach, and it spread to just not being able to turn. He was riding his motorbike, and he said he got stiff, and he went in and he asked his primary, over there they call it something different, but anyhow, his doctor about a CT, and yeah, he had some issues, but they picked up in the blood test cancerous, and it led from there. So it's a real good journey. He does get some sentimental. I don't blame him. I mean, he has been pretty well diagnosed not to make it too long, but now he goes to Sydney, and with St. George Hospital. Maddie, you might be familiar with St. George Hospital. Maybe you went there. But the head of the cancer deal, but you'll have to watch the video. He tells all about who he is and how they got in contact with him. And he's going to have really a second chance, a good team there in Perth. All he had was a surgeon and two people on their staff. And that's the reason I'm not using Baylor Scott White in Fort Worth. I'm going over to the big one in Dallas. It's like MB Anderson. It's a whole city complex. Yeah. Well, they got more hospitals than just Baylor Scott. But, yeah. So the bigger hospitals is the best to go to. All my creators, y'all been outpouring great. You know who you are. And new ones that are coming on board. We'll keep you posted on my journey. Not going to be doing any machine work. Do have some good possibilities of some tool sales starting Saturday, Sunday. And so things are starting to move. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do a Bear Bay on YouTube. And so I'll put some reserve prices and really good buys, and we'll start kind of like Pete Tubal-Cain did with his, and I feel that I'll have some out-of-state buyers. I would like somebody, maybe Brian Block. You can get a hold of George Watkins down there in Houston. I would hope you would. I don't never seem to get a phone number I can get a hold of him. I've sent him some emails. I've got that big huge Tanarex bandsaw I'm going to sell right. It's worth on eBay, or at least they're listing, and at Tanarex Grand Rapids. I'm trying to look at this little camera button and look at myself. So if I'm looking off, I'm supposed to look at that green light. Okay, green light. Anyhow, the Tanarex 36-inch, 17.5-inch depth on it. They list anywhere from 18 grand up in Tanarex. If you go to theirs, they're refurbished. They're in the 18,000. 8 grand, I think, is dirt cheap. And all it needs is a new home, and it's going to need, a blade on it. And the rubbers, all three of the wheels, I will even discount, or I'll buy them if whoever buys the saw, and they can put them on. They don't glue on. It doesn't require glue. Anyhow, that's the only thing. And it has have a blade welder function in, I don't see where the blade welder is, must be an add-on, in the control box. And that bell door is a 3-horse. This saw is killer. Ryan Block, would you please get a hold to Steve Watkins? Maybe he will, contact you or me somehow. Give him my email address, and then I have, of course, some other tools that he most likely him and Don want to look at. But I'll be starting to do the stair round sharp, the mill, the lathe, the big rolling Pixto green rolling toolbox, plumb loaded. Y'all got a glimpse of that in a few videos, but I'm gonna start getting it out and pricing it. And I've got a realtor looking at the property. He's supposed to be giving me his assessment and which direction. If I don't like it, I will definitely hit Craigslist, California, New Jersey, Georgia, and stuff. Craigslist for sale by owner, for sale by the Big Bear, Big Bear sales, whatever. Then we'll get us a glimpse of what's going to happen with either surgery or without, and that's that big word "if" is going to play. At the end of this month, first of next month, what happens to the rest of BRS and Bear. But I'm never going to shut the channel down. My daughter's promised and kiddos to keep it going. And so God bless. And fast forward through some of these. I know I'm taking up way too much time today. So, but the gist is everybody have a wonderful fall and upcoming winters coming on, and safe. Be safe, work safe. Harold, you keep on keeping on over at ARW, and surprise us. Tell us about your good health in a short video, please. Okay? Or send me an email. I started out watching you way back there, and I picked you up from other creators, and then, everybody misses the weekly Sunday discussions, but understand, health does weird things to all of us. Okay, we're out of here for the 10th of October. Come back and visit.